for tonight is Wanda Ofakansi, who is a project director for the Rhode Island Department of Health's Health Equity Zone Initiative, the site coordinator at the NeighborWorks College Ready Community C3 Center, a founding member of the Watch Coalition, and another member of the board of Rebuild Woonsocket. So everybody, a round of applause for Wanda.
Give me 1 second, John. All right, good evening, everybody. Good evening. As Alex said, my name is Wanda Ofakansi, and I am a member of the Watch Coalition, and I'm here by myself, so I'm just going to take my mask off. Give me a second, because it's a little hot, you know?
Oh, yeah.
All right, now. So, today is June 28th, which is a great day for us to be having this celebration, because on June 28th, in 1969, NYPD raided the Stonewall Inn, which was one of the few bars in New York that was a safe space for LGBT plus folks. The police came to arrest and harass same-sex couples who were dancing with each other, and typically when police came into gay bars, they would check the customers' IDs and then try to verify their sex and their gender identity. Anyone who was determined to have male anatomy while wearing what is considered to be women's clothing would be arrested. But on the evening of June 28th, the customers of Stonewall refused to show their ID or to let officers check their sex and gender identity. So police decided to take everyone present to the police station. Marsha P. Johnson, an African-American transgender woman, and Sylvia Rivera, a Puerto Rican transgender woman, were among the first people to resist the raid. Woo! Woo! After resistance. So, their resistance sparked a series of uprisings that were known as the Stonewall Riots. The anniversary of these uprisings, which were initiated and led by Black and brown LGBT plus folks, grew into the annual Pride festivals that happen across the country throughout the month of June. We know that the LGBT plus communities across the nation still face harassment and abuse, and particularly people of color who are LGBT plus face heightened level of violence because of their intersecting oppressed identities. So I'm really happy to be here today to celebrate LGBT plus identities and our communities here in Woonsocket and in the state of Rhode Island. We know that we're in Woonsocket, it's an uphill battle, and if anybody's a little bit familiar with the journey to allowing this event to happen, you might have some awareness of how difficult it is to celebrate the expression and the value of life of people within the LGBT plus communities. So us being here today is an act of resistance. Us being here occupying this public space is an act of resistance. Us celebrating together and valuing the identity of all members of the LGBT plus community on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis, is an act of resistance. So we proudly resist, and on behalf of the Watch Coalition, I'm happy to be here with you, to resist with you, and to celebrate with you. And so I hope that everybody had an amazing Pride Month. But more importantly, I hope that beyond June 30th, that we continue to celebrate LGBT plus identities, that we continue to build safe spaces, that we continue to build nurturing and accepting environments, and that we get to a place where we no longer have to have a conversation about acceptance, where we no longer have to have a conversation about being in or out of closets, but there won't be closets anymore. So I'm hopeful that we're able to move towards a place where this broad spectrum of gender and the broad spectrum of orientation are a default part of our understanding of how human beings and how human life works. So thank you again for the coordinators of this event. Thank you to Rebuild Woonsocket, and happy Pride.